relaxed.
Get your wiggles out.
Okay.
Did you get your wiggles out?
I got my wiggles out.
Hi! Welcome to Way to Sun. I am Michelle, and this is Richard from Bentleys, Backswoods, Bushcraft. Today we're going to talk about our big adventure.
I still got some wiggles in there.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I think I'm good now.
You good? You really need to please stop before you hit my shoulder and I have to really hurt you.
Okay, we're good now.
Oi.
She has to deal with this on a daily.
Every day. We are going to talk about our big adventure and what has been going on so far. We came back to Kokomo. That's the biggest part of the news. We have some license plate issues and address issues to deal with the vans. We had to come back to Kokomo to deal with that, unfortunately.
Yes, but
we ran from some tornadoes in Texas while doing that. So the timing was kind of prudent and good.
Yes.
We don't plan on being here more than a month, but we'll be here probably a month.
Just because we have to wait on our next check.
We have to wait on that, and it's going to take a while for them to actually get delivered once we get them bought. Like, they mail them to you now. They don't give them to you instantly anymore.
Huh?
The tags, they don't give it to you instantly. They mail it to you. So it's going to take another week and a half after we get it.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, we're going to be here a little while.
We got to wait on that stuff. But anyway.
So, I decided that today we would kind of do, if you weren't following us on Bentleys Backwoods Bushcraft and
shame on you,
staying with the lives and watching all of the lives that we've done, you might not know some of the stuff that we've seen or encountered or things that have happened.
So when are you going to post this?
In the next few days, hopefully. Soon as you get it edited and I can get to a computer where I can upload everything.
Okay, yeah. Because we're going live tonight.
We're going live tonight and announcing everything. That's why I'm saying all this now. So
anyway, so we started in Kokomo, Indiana. Mm-hmm. We went to Kentucky. We went to Park City, Kentucky, and Bonneville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Mammoth Caves. I went through the caves. Then I went out into the National Forest and got lost.
Okay. And
fantastic
what's
time.
The rules?
I have 2 rules on this entire adventure.
Adventure.
That's what I said. Adventure.
Adventure.
That's what I said. Rule number 1, I'm not to get lost. Rule number 2, I'm not to get eaten by a bear.
He already broke rule number 1 on the first time that he got to go exploring some woods.
Anyway, it was fantastic. I was only lost.
But it was a valuable lesson.
It was a very valuable lesson. I learned to keep a compass on me. And
you also learned that you can navigate by the sun somewhat if you need
Well, I knew that, but yes.
But you put it into practice.
I did put it into practice, yes. So. I was lazy. I did not want to dig in our top carrier and get my compass out.
I'll just wing it, he says.
So I just went out. Now, again, this was very trailed.
Yeah, they had like marked paved trails, right?
Well, they weren't, well, part of it was paved, but they were very defined trails. Okay. Of course, being myself, I don't like to stay on trails. And I was just a short distance away from the trail, so I just walked into the woods because I wanted to see something. I got to what I wanted to see, and then I saw something else, and I'm like, well, it's not that far away from this, so I can just keep going. So I did. Well, I did get twisted around.
He was not in familiar territory.
I was not in familiar territory, and I did get completely lost.
He got so lost.
Now, the good thing is before I even went onto the trail, even the paved trail, I checked to see where the sun was at when I took off. And that's really what saved me, because I could have completely went the wrong direction and been gone for days. But I did keep an eye on where the sun was at.
And I would have said he went that way and he's wearing a doe-colored coat.
Yeah.
Let's just make it easy to find him.
So
anyway,
I did find the trail. It took me about a half hour, but I did find the trail. And I did learn a very valuable lesson that I did not want to get caught out in the woods lost again. So I did end up purchasing a small $3, $4 compass when we went to Tennessee, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I also did dig out my other compass, and we're good to go. So that was, we visited my cousin Sherry and my cousin Jeff.
And stayed at Jeff's house.
Several days. For a few days. So that was our Kentucky trip.
Yep.
Anything else?
It rained. It did nothing but rain.
It did rain a lot.
I fell while we were at Jeff's. I fell again. I fell in his shower.
Yes.
And it hurt bad.
Yes. Huge bruise.
My entire left bum cheek was black.
Huge
it
bruise.
wasn't
Yes.
even blue.
It was massive,
black.
massive.
It hurt so bad for weeks.
So that was Kentucky.
Riding in the van was not easy.
Right.
Sleeping was not easy.
That was pretty much everything.
Yeah, that was pretty much
happened.
Kentucky. Then we headed on down to Tennessee.
We went to Tennessee where we visited Kim, which is cherry. Well, Cherry Berry 48 or Cherry Hookah 2020.
And
then Cherry Berry 2020.
I think it's Cherry Berry 2020 now.
She's changed it a few times in the last...
We're having trouble keeping up, but I think she's at Cherry Berry 2020.
I think it's Cherry Berry 2020 now.
So anyway, you saw that video.
Her.
That was that video.
And then, so we were actually at that point, and I'm just taking over, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We had planned on leaving Tennessee and going to South Carolina at that point. Mm-hmm. But I had the brilliant idea, because my soon-to-be daughter-in-law loves Gatlinburg.
Yep.
I thought it would be funny to go to Gatlinburg and just kind of
call her and say, hey, guess where we're going?
Yeah, just call her and say, hey, guess where we're going?
So we went through the Smoky Mountains and we went to Gatlinburg.
We went to Gatlinburg.
Beautiful area.
We parked, but
too touristy.
Well,
I'm not all about that. Which is odd because I love Disney World.
The Strip was very touristy, and
yeah.
I did a...
He walked it for like 2.5 hours.
I did a 2.5 hour walk on that, did a video.
That video has actually just been released on his channel too.
Yeah, we're into South Carolina already. Yeah, with the videos. But I did that, and then I went back to the van. I took about a 5-minute break to eat.
I made him eat.
She made me eat because I just wanted to go.
I'm like, no, you need to eat.
And then I went on the Smoky Mountain Trail there at Gatlinburg and was in the woods there for about an hour and a half, and came back, and then we took off, and that's when we went to South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we went to South Carolina at my ex-wife's house.
Nightmare highway getting over the mountain, by the way.
Do you want to talk about the mountain?
I do. The funniest part about the mountain, because to get back onto the interstate, you literally have to go up and over and then back down a mountain. And
it wasn't like this, it was like this.
And the road is like this, like you're going up a snake and then you're driving down a snake. And the GPS would say, turn left here. And there would be a big sign that says, your GPS is lying. Do not turn here. Keep going straight.
Yes.
And we saw at least 2 that I can remember. Hubby thought maybe 3.
I thought 3, but...
But either way, so true fact, listen to those signs, read them and take heed. Do not turn there. Just keep going.
Yes.
Then we see a sign that says, pavement ends in 1,500 feet. I was like, what?
And they were serious.
What? It ended.
Dirt.
And you could barely call it a 2-lane dirt road at that point. Thankfully, we came across another gentleman who was coming towards us, and we were able to wave him down and double check that we were headed still in the right direction to get to that interstate. And he said, yeah, just keep going. When it tees, you'll turn left. Well, it tees at a water processing plant, which he didn't tell us. Anyway.
Well, no, it teed first.
Oh, that's right. And then when you take that, you
and
go
then
to
that
the water
goes
processing
to the water
plant.
processing plant.
So during all of this, hubby is so excited.
Oh man, I was excited.
This video, we pop open that dash cam. I'm using that dash cam as a way to kind of handle my anxiety because my anxiety was through the freaking roof.
Now, if you don't know, the dash cam is an old video camera
Sony
that I have,
just like the one we're using now.
But the screen doesn't work, so you can't see what you're videoing.
So I'm like turning the camera, look up there, turning the camera, look over there, turning the camera, you know. Oh my God, you guys, that's straight up. Oh my God, you guys, that's straight down. Oh my God, that's a straight left turn. I mean, it was just crazy talk for 45 minutes as we're going up and down this mountain.
Yes.
Hubby turns the camera around to do a face-to-face and...
the lens cap was on.
You can't see a single thing of that entire video.
And so...
Nothing.
So, I had a brilliant idea. I said, let's go back and do it again.
I said no.
She wouldn't let me. I literally would have done it.
Because then you have to go back up and down, and then you have to go back up and down.
Yes.
No. And I could already smell the transmission on the van.
Oh, dude.
The van was like, screw you too, dude. Like, I'm telling you, if the van could talk, the van would have said, like, no. So, no, we did not redo that.
We didn't redo it.
Not to mention my reaction wouldn't have been the same.
That's true.
As genuine.
Yes.
Oh my God, my anxiety was so horrible by that.
So we got back on the interstate.
Oh, and as we're on these little back roads trying to get to the ramp to get to the interstate, my GPS goes, "Welcome to North Carolina." We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we went from Tennessee to North Carolina on that mountain and didn't know it.
Didn't even know it. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So then we made it to South Carolina. We went to Blythewood, which is where my ex-wife lives with two of our children.
Your kids.
Well, my kids.
They were yours first.
Yeah. So anyway, we spent like 2 weeks there, right? Mm-hmm. So I
celebrated Christmas and New Year's.
And New Year's there. I did run around in the woods out there and got some video of that, which is, I think, where the video... Oh, actually, the video came out today, I think, was the recognizing thing in Spring Lake. But anyway... Okay.
Excuse me, sorry.
We stayed there for a couple weeks. We all got along really well. I get along with my ex-wife really well, and so does she. Yeah. They spent a night or two poking jabs at me. So that was all fun. It was all fun.
I love you.
I love you too. It was fun. It was
He's
fun.
such a good sport. We did do a lot of comparing notes as far as like his personality traits and stuff. Stuff he used to do, stuff he still does.
I'm completely different.
Doesn't still do.
I am a completely different person.
Yeah, his perspective on things is completely different now.
Yeah, it's amazing. I would beat the crap out of myself when I was 20.
Yeah, he wouldn't have liked himself.
I didn't. So. Yeah, I wouldn't have liked myself at 20.
So anyway, we did that for 2 weeks, and we were there and had fun.
We did go up to North Carolina
for a weekend,
and then go back to South Carolina.
We went up to Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm going to let you talk about that.
Okay.
So.
I met with my girlfriend Karen, who I graduated high school with. Well, she graduated a year after me, but we went to high school together. And she and I had actually lost contact for about 15 years. And then a couple of months before all of the big adventure started, we managed to connect again through her sister. And she came down for the holidays because her oldest son lives in North Carolina. And the halfway point between where her son was and where we were was Charlotte. So we went to Charlotte and we spent a day and a half in Charlotte. I was so excited to see her. It was amazing. We went to a gorgeous mall.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was a very nice mall and hung out there for a while.
We had lunch.
Had a very nice lunch. Karen treated us. That was a super nice, sweet thing.
I met a new buddy.
Karen's oldest grandson thought that Richard was the best thing ever. And as a matter of fact, they were 5 minutes in the car, headed back to where they needed to go. And he kept saying, "Where's my Fran?" I guess that was his quote for half of the trip home. "Where's my Fran? Where's my Fran?" So,
I like to figure, I act like, how old was he?
He was 2.
2?
2.5, yeah.
I act like I'm 2 or 3, so, we have the same mentality. That's why.
Just thought Richard was the bee's knees.
We had a blast.
I used to babysit Karen's children, and Karen's oldest son wasn't quite sure he remembered us when Karen was telling him about us. But then once he saw Richard, he knew exactly who we were. And why did he remember you?
From a Darth Vader quote.
So Karen's second son is named Luke, and Abby used to always do.
So his name was Luke, so I'd always go, Luke. And he remembered that.
Then that's what her oldest son remembered. Yeah, Jacob remembered. So
I'm remembered.
It was cute. And so that was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Left there and went back down to...
No. We left there and we decided we were going to go to Spring Lake and Fort Bragg.
Was that same weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
We decided, instead of going all the way back to South Carolina...
Oh, that's right. You're right.
We decided that we would go to Spring Lake and Fort Bragg.
This is why I want to document this because
I was stationed on Fort Bragg and lived in Spring Lake. Now, what I remember and what I saw...
were very different.
Absolutely different things.
That poor baby.
He got
so sad. He was talking like Eeyore. He's like, "It's all gone.
No, it's no longer here.
I don't know any of it." Like literally sounded like Eeyore.
I was down.
I was kind of laughing at him. I mean, I felt bad for him, but I was laughing at the Eeyore side of it because it was hilarious.
So we went on Fort Bragg,
And got lost.
And got lost
like
completely.
Immediately.
Because it's absolutely, the entrance that I used to take from Spring Lake to Fort Bragg is gone.
It's not even there anymore.
Plus, when I was in the Army, you could just drive on post. There wasn't any
now you have
barriers. Now you got to checkpoints at all these places. So anyway, it was still fun to do, but completely different. So we did that, a little bit of time in there. We decided to spend the night.
Drive on, get lost, drive out.
Yeah, we decided to spend the night in Spring Lake. So,
oh my God, you guys! So we found a Walmart at Spring Lake,
which wasn't there before, by the way.
Yeah.
The only thing in Spring Lake when I lived there was a grocery store and a bunch of pawn shops and Army Navy stores. That was it. Surplus stores. That was it.
So, hubby goes in to make double sure we can camp over or park overnight. Not camp, but park overnight.
Yes.
And the lady says,
she looks at me and she goes, "You can stay up to 3 nights, but keep your doors locked, and we're not responsible for what will happen." And she said that.
Not
will
what
happen.
might happen.
No,
what will happen.
She said, "What will happen."
We were like, what?
Yeah, it was a little sketchy.
That made me a nervous flipping wreck.
Yeah.
So I actually slept in the front seat all night long. I didn't go to the back.
But I will say this, to be totally honest, when it was all said and done, there wasn't any problems.
No, we didn't have, nobody did or said or
it was
tried
fine.
anything.
It was fine.
But we were only there one night, too.
Yes.
I don't know if somebody would have gotten comfortable if we'd have been there more than one night.
Yeah, but
gotten stupid.
Yes.
So, anyway, I'm going to kind of try to speed this up because this video feels like it's getting really long.
Well, we can do several.
And I don't want to make this 13 videos.
We went into the Walmart there and we just ran into a woman who started talking to us, and she actually lived in the same trailer 10 years after I lived in it there in Spring Lake. And we know for a fact because it was the only...
So now we're friends on Facebook. Hi, Linda, if you're watching.
Hey, how you doing?
So that was a cool happening. But then we
went back to South Carolina.
South Carolina, did the holidays, and then we left.
And then we left.
And we straight line, beelined it towards
so we went
Louisiana.
No, we came down. We went through Georgia, Alabama.
Well, no, we went over to Charleston.
Oh, that's right. We went to Charleston. Charleston.
He got to put his.
And January 2nd, I rolled my pants legs up, took my shoes and socks off, and walked into the Atlantic Ocean.
I got as far as the beach, and then I was done walking. I had to sit.
Oh, it was fantastic.
But how far did I walk? I walked pretty far.
You walked out at the end of the pier just before you hit the beach.
And then there was a big old mud puddle, and I didn't want to try to navigate the mud puddle, and I knew there'd be nowhere to.
So at this point, I had already got to train in Kentucky at a Krav Maga school. I got to train in Columbia, South Carolina at a Fudo Shin school, and while we were in Charlotte, Charleston.
Sorry, yes, Charleston.
While we were in Charleston, South Carolina, I got to train at a Tai Chi school. So we did all that. Then we went back to South Carolina, spent a few days, right?
No, we left from.
We went back to South Carolina
and drove through South Carolina.
Okay.
Straight through.
Then we went down to Georgia, Alabama.
Stopped in Kokomo, Mississippi.
We went to Mississippi so I could stop at Kokomo, Mississippi. And then we went to Louisiana,
New Orleans,
where we went to New Orleans, and I walked down Bourbon Street.
And I got to meet up with a girlfriend that I used to live next door to when I lived in Fort Lauderdale.
And where did you meet her at?
Hold on, Cafe Du Monde on Veterans Way, and we had, don't tell me, beignets. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm really starting to get tired. It's our third video. My shoulder is killing me.
Yes. All beignets are really is a hot donut with a lot of powdered sugar.
Their density is different than a donut, and it's fried a little differently, I think, than a donut, but it tastes so
They were good. They were good.
I really wish we had gotten like 2 separate orders.
So we had beignets at Cafe Du Monde in New Orleans. And I got to walk down Bourbon Street.
Yep, he walked Bourbon Street for a while.
Yep, and then after that, we went. Okay, so originally we were gonna. How do you pronounce that word again? Because I can't remember. The first forest.
Hold on, Sabine.
Sabine. So we originally were going to go to Sabine National Forest in Texas, but we found that Angelina National Forest, which was I don't know, just
a mile and a half down the road.
Well,
it's a little bit farther. It's about 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah. Had free camping, so we decided we were going to do that. So we ended up finding that after driving down a dirt road off of the main road for at least 8 miles.
8 miles into this forest.
Maybe 9, but absolutely at least 8.
Yeah.
So we were 8 miles into the forest when we finally hit Lake Boughton?
Boughton.
Boughton, Lake
Boughton
Boughton. And that's where we set up camp. We spent 2 nights there. We were actually going to stay 14 nights because that's as long as you could stay there. Take off at a Walmart for a night and then come back and spend another 14.
But
so that's when
we discussed the license plates.
The license plates and all that real
inclement weather was coming in.
And we were told that there was tornadoes coming and we needed to leave. And subsequently, they did get 75-mile-an-hour winds there.
And that area did get hit by tornadoes. So we're back in Kokomo.
Yes.
So,
and from there, we decided we would leave. We had to come to Kokomo anyway, so we went through Arkansas, Missouri, and Illinois, and then we hit Kokomo again. So we've been to 13 states in...
Not counting the Missouri and the Arkansas and
No,
Illinois.
counting them?
Counting them
is 13 states.
Okay.
I think.
I don't think that's right.
I don't know. All right, maybe. Anyway...
we've been traveling so much.
We've been traveling a lot. So we're going to stay here until we get all that stuff taken care of. And we haven't really talked about what we're going to do at that point. I kind of want to go back into Texas, but we're going to have to discuss that. Yeah. So I think we're caught up, right?
Yeah.
For the basic part. Now, if anybody's interested, all of this stuff, from my perspective, is on my channel at Bentleys Backwoods Bushcraft. Enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard. And the whole United States is my backyard.
So, there's that. Again. Like a really long video. We're going to do one more video, and we're not even going to talk about the trip itself, but we're going to talk about little things we've learned along the way.
Oh, and things that we've left behind?
Sure. Yes. So, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Michelle with Way to Sun, and this is Richard from Bentleys Backwoods Bushcraft. And we will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.